Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fifth Line podcast. We're less of a line at this point.
We're like
just the two of us, but
we're Frick and Frack, as one of our old hockey coaches used to call us.
That's right. Was it Hardy? Coach Hardy?
Yeah. Oh fuck, I love that guy.
Yeah, he was good. He was cool.
Yeah.
But we're back here. Now listen, I said Ben would be back. I said nothing about the other two.
You were right. You were right on that. I am here. I think that there's only the only combination left after today will be you and Eric. That hasn't been done yet.
The only twofer will be me and Rick, which we'll have to do something. We'll just talk about.
It'll have to happen at some point.
We'll talk about photography.
And then all of the Islanders Tampa series do recaps.
Yeah, right. I would enjoy that. Eric would not.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, so it's just gonna be us two today. It is Memorial Day weekend, so we've got Eric's doing some stuff with the family, and Nick is on his way back from doing stuff with the family.
Indeed.
So it's just gonna be us two, because I was sick. I came down with the corona. Don't worry,
right.
I'm all good.
I was so sad. That trip was so fun last weekend.
I wish I could have gone, but I can't. You can't.
We were thinking about you. Yeah.
Thanks.
It was a good time. I don't want to say too much more than that because I don't want to be rubbing it in, but it was. It was
no,
fun.
no, that's fine. It's not. I'm glad you guys had fun. I figured you would.
Yeah, it was great.
But we're gonna press on here. And actually, before we get started, I just wanted to say, when this episode is posted, it will be Memorial Day. So I just want to, throw out a big happy Memorial Day, our day to remember the fallen soldiers of our nation. And so I was gonna say thanks, but I mean you can say thanks up to heaven, because that's what Memorial Day is. But
you have it off, right? You and Nick both.
Oh yeah, we got it off. Yeah, I'm sure you don't. Yeah.
I have Wednesday off.
Oh, hey, there you go. That's
like midweek. I got like a little midweek weekend.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spezza retires. That's the first thing for today. We'll hit that pretty quick.
It's not that. I mean, I don't know. I figured he probably could have had maybe like 1 or 2 more years in him, but it doesn't shock me that it happened. It makes sense.
Same, but it pisses me off, and here's why. 995 points.
Yeah. Oh.
5 points away.
Damn. The wild thing is to for me as an outside observer of Toronto, he was one of their bigger contributors in the last 2 playoffs. Actually, I don't know, what was he like with Tampa? I know he was huge in the Montreal series.
I don't believe he did anything this year.
Oh, okay.
But I do remember him being their top point guy against Montreal.
It was him and Willie were the only 2 people that showed up, and he was making 950,000.
Yeah.
It's man, he really gave it for that team the last couple of years.
He did for sure.
Good on him, and he got literally the Dwight Schrute position with Toronto, assistant to the general manager.
Assistant general manager.
Good for him. Good for him. I mean, hey, like I said, it doesn't shock me, but hey, cool. It's good he's working with a team still. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, great career, 19 years. I think most of it was with Ottawa, and then a year or 2 with
Dallas for a bit.
And then to Toronto.
Then Toronto. And then the funny thing I was seeing going around Twitter from some Ottawa people I follow was they got Nick Paul in the trade for Spezza, or they sent Spezza to Dallas and got Nick Paul back as part of it, and then sent Paul to the Lightning. So they were we in the long run, we really sends Spezza we sent him into retirement or whatever. People were joking about that today, which I thought was funny, but
that is kind of funny.
Yeah. But congrats on a really good career. That is kind of annoying though, 995.
Yeah, man. I feel Toronto would have taken him back for another league min deal. And I would have. I mean, if he wants to be done, then
if he's done. He's done. Yeah. I really thought he was good for the one I expected to retire there was Simmons.
Oh, really?
But I don't know. I guess we'll see on that. I mean, of the 2, I was expecting that more than Spezza.
Okay.
But
interesting. All right. So before we move on here, I just want to remind everybody, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment something down below. Comment
Nikki's
congrats
always
Spezza,
going hard with the
or
calls to action. Love to see it.
Spezza come back for 5 more points, please.
You can blame it all on the Bolts.
No, we didn't do it.
No, I know.
But yeah, so now we're gonna go into this is gonna be a little bit more sensitive of a topic. We talked about it last week. It was
I
weird.
heard, yeah, there was like a little bit of talk around just the collision with Bennington.
I think the episode we recorded it.
It was like the day
It
after.
was in between. It was in between the
game happening.
The game happening and all of the the bad
everything
stuff.
after that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Nazem Kadri goes into the net, goes to poke a puck into the net after Binnington kind of flubs the save, runs into Binnington, doesn't get any kind of penalty or anything, which I agree with. I don't think it was a
Yeah,
penalty.
it really seemed like there was just a play. There was two guys driving to the net and there was a collision, and like it's a thing that happens so many times in a hockey. It's not rare. Like that happens all the fucking time.
And it wasn't and you look at it, if the Blues guy isn't there, he doesn't hit Binnington.
Probably not. No.
He kind of glides off to the side. He also probably gets a goal, but it's not like he ran the goalie. He was just playing hockey.
Yeah, like as somebody who's had some irrational hatred of a guy running in a goalie after a playoff series before, I was trying to find a way to get mad at that. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, it just seems like it was just unfortunate. Like it was
just bad luck.
I don't see any part of Kadri being like, oh yeah, I'm fucking going for it. Like no,
not really. Not really.
I don't know.
But then afterwards, Binnington gets hurt, and Binnington, who was incredible this playoffs.
He really was. He came back and was strong after Husso kind of.
He was owning. So Binnington gets hurt and goes down, and then the Blues fans are obviously mad. They think Kadri did something wrong, and then some of the more shittier Blues fans decided to just show their worst side on Twitter.
Yeah. Which I saw Kadri's wife posted some of the like just screenshots of the direct messages he was getting, and it was just so fucking bad, man.
It's just like I don't know how you could say that to another human being, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and Kadri even said it in the post-game interview after he got that hat trick, which that like fuck you game was fucking amazing. But like he even said it, he was like, okay, yeah, I'm sure this doesn't apply to all of the St. Louis fans, for those who hate, that was for you, which I fucking loved. Really. After the hat trick game, I was like, yeah, good, fucking show them. And like obviously Nazem Kadri is a guy who has a past with some suspensions and history with that. But over the last couple of playoffs, I think he's kind of... Oh, actually, there was the St. Louis one last year.
Or whoever. Who did he hit? Falk. He hit Falk.
Yeah. Yeah. But like even that one, I don't think was as bad as some of the ones he'd had in his past. Not that like any suspension is a good thing. But yeah, it wasn't great. But like... Yeah, like he just because that happened doesn't mean that like he fucking charged at Binnington. Like it wasn't like that doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know. And I was happy that after he got all that senseless shit thrown at him, that he was able to just kind of be like "fuck you" and had that hat trick game.
Shrug it off totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was racism and like death threats as well.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Like so much so that like the law enforcement was involved.
Yeah, I heard he got like armed. I heard he got armed like escort into the building in St. Louis, which was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only other thing, like I know they came back after the fact and like said something about it or whatever the fuck, but like the first day after like all the threats happened, whatever. Craig Berube was asked about it, the coach of the St. Louis Blues, and he said no comment. And I'm like, man,
how do you not like? Come on, dude.
It's not hard to be like, hey, yeah, that's real bad. Maybe don't do that. Like, it's really, I understand. Oh yeah, you don't want to talk to, like, there's not, you won't want to say the wrong thing to media or whatever. But like, it's not hard to be like, hey, that's really shitty. Don't do that. And that's all anybody expected.
It's a literal like it's literally against the law.
Yeah.
like threatening somebody with like bodily harm or
Yeah,
like things like that is literally against the law. Like, come
like
on, man, you could say something
I
about that.
I know shit can happen in a series on ice, whatever. But like, man, it's not hard to be like, hey, yeah, maybe don't do that. It's
Yeah,
real
really.
bad. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
seriously. No, I agree. I totally agree. But he shrugged
And
it off and
then,
just owned. So
do we want to start with that series then,
yeah, let's
or
do it.
what was the outline like?
Let's do
I
it.
don't even
No,
remember.
no, I don't. I just throw him up there, especially in the playoffs when we're doing series. I don't care where
Yeah,
we start. I don't care what order we do. So
I
we'll
mean,
start
we might
there.
as well go into that one first. And Colorado finally shrugging off the whole second round thing. They
Yeah,
finally do it.
they got over their Toronto hump.
Yeah, which every time I heard people comparing that, I'm like, I mean, a little better.
I
Like
mean, it's
they're
one
at least
round
losing in the
later.
second
Like,
round. Like,
yeah,
yeah. But still they finally do it. Against like all things aside, like it's a really good St. Louis team. Like that
yeah,
wasn't like they gave them a run of it. But I think it just kind of they Colorado overwhelmed them in the end, which I think a lot of people thought was going to happen. I don't know. What
yeah.
did you see out of it?
Oh, I so I'm gonna be honest. I think it was the goaltending. The goaltending from St. Louis really kept him in it, and I think
Yeah, Kemper was
partly
not.
the goaltending from Colorado kind of kept St. Louis in it too. Um, but man, with the skaters, when Colorado gets going, holy, they
Yeah,
they just get them hemmed in their own zone, and they're just there for minutes at a time. It's
that's the thing. I mean, we'll get to this with the Colorado or no, the Calgary rather,
yeah,
Edmonton series. McDavid is inhuman. But if there was ever a team that could like skate with him and give him a go of defending him, it might be
you got to think it's
Colorado.
yeah,
Like they might be like the one team left that could actually have some guys that could keep up with him and like
yeah,
do
really.
that. But yeah, let's see a Kale McCarr. I mean the matchup going into this is now going to be McKinnon versus McDavid, which yeah, fucking
The two
I love it.
max,
Sign
yeah.
me up.
I'm so hyped for
That
that.
that goal McKinnon scored that ended up not doing it. Like they tied it and went to overtime. But that goal, I was at work and I happened to like turn around to look at the TV at that moment in time, and I was just like,
He just
and I literally got my coworker to be like, no, come watch this. Like, what the fuck?
he literally did what McDavid does. He did a
Yeah,
McDavid.
he did a McDavid. I thought for a second, like just the way his stick got positioned, I thought he did a fucking between the legs, and I was like, is it even
Yeah,
that more insane? But even without that, it was still nuts.
it was ridiculous. That no,
Um,
that's it's weird because the East had some listen, I'll be honest, the East had some boring series.
yeah, it's not been
If
great.
you wanted high event, like good like lots of goals hockey, you had to watch the West this year. The East
Yeah,
was not the place to go.
which is kind of funny. It was everybody going in was like, "Oh, the East is a fucking powerhouse." Like all like, and I mean, it is still to a degree, but like, yeah, this
It's a different type
series
of
have been far
powerhouse.
more interesting. Well, it's like all these teams are also good at defend, usually somewhat decent at defending. So
Yeah.
like it's a bit more of a chess match. Although we'll get to it with Tampa just demolishing
Yeah.
Florida, but
We didn't see
um,
you know what we didn't see was you know where we didn't see defending, Benny?
what's that?
The Battle of Alberta.
Why don't we move to that? Because yeah, that was rough.
All right.
That was rough.
I don't think we got to talk to you after the 9-6 game 1. I
I
think
don't think we
that
did.
I
No,
don't
because that
think you
was
were
I think
there.
that was last week, and then the
Yeah.
episode happened, and yeah,
Did you watch
that
that?
yeah. I mean, I was at work when that was going on, and like I saw it was at one point it was 5-1 Calgary, then 6-2 Calgary, and I'm like, perfect, boys, let's go, my bracket. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Um, and, and then like I don't watch for a bit, and I'm like doing work and whatever, and then like I turn around and it's 6-4, and I'm like, guys, and then 6-5, and I'm like, guys, and it's just a nuts game, and
Mhm.
then that Calgary actually managed to come back and win. That was kind of nutty. And I also heard the hat trick talk from last
Oh,
last
yeah.
week's episode.
Oh, yeah, so
And
where do you come down
I
there?
think you should have thrown that hat.
Ah.
If you're in a building, like every time I've ever been in a building for a hat trick, I don't care what hat it is. Although granted, both times they were pretty fucking sweaty. Although one of them had the brim was signed by Tony Esposito,
Oh
and
no!
I threw it.
No! All right, so
I
you
did.
come down on the Steve Dangle side.
I do. If you wear a
Chuck
hat
the
to a
hat.
building and your home team gets a hattie, yeah, fuck that. I mean, I do anyway, but both hats were pretty gross, admittedly. Like I remember one of them. Do you remember that NHL original 6 I had that had like all the teams' logos on the side, and I wore it during
I think I
street
do.
hockey?
Yep.
Oh, it started out gray and ended out orange.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I threw on
Yeah.
because it was fucking nasty.
You're like, you know what? It's time.
The sweat stains on that fucking hat were insane.
What a way for that hat to go out.
The years of street hockey that contributed to that.
Do you remember who scored the hat trick?
That was actually the kind of crazier thing was that was at the Montreal Canadiens centennial game against Boston. It was after they did it was literally the anniversary of their first game 100 years before.
Yeah.
And they had like their whole like 2-hour long ceremony before that had 2 jersey retirements at it, which was just nuts. Like that's still one of my greatest memories. And I technically saw Ken Dryden and Patrick Waugh stop a puck because they came back out with equipment on, and they weren't very good shots, but they stopped pucks.
That's cool.
That was just a crazy night. And then they beat Boston like 5-3 or 5-4 with a Mike Camilleri hat trick.
Oh, Camilleri!
It was just an insane night. Which is actually that's the shirt I'm wearing.
Hey, nice.
That's
the one Canadian shirt I have or used to have.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
shirt.
that was like a kid size, and that probably didn't work.
Quite small, yeah.
He went off that playoffs in 2010 too. That was the same year because it was 2009, 2010. Wow, it comes around.
There you go.
But back to Battle of Alberta. Yeah, Keith Tkachuk probably should have thrown that hat. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I saw anything about Markstrom having an injury, but it was so weird how poorly Markstrom played in that series.
He did not. I'm sure we'll hear about it, hopefully. But you've got to, I mean, not that I hope for injury, but you've got to hope for Calgary that he was hurt.
During that, yeah, because he did not
look good.
Not really at all. He got outdueled by Mike Smith, which, I mean, there's the making fun of Mike. The thing with Mike Smith is he's either fantastic or just like the memeiest goalie of all time.
Yeah.
And the problem for everybody else that isn't the Edmonton Oilers, he seems to be on the good track at the moment.
He does.
Aside from that one like 200-foot goal he let in.
That was quite a thing there. I can see losing the puck there. Like especially against the Oilers dark jerseys. Yeah. Like if it just like kind of rises up and then there's an Oilers guy behind it and you're just like, where's the puck?
Side note, if they win the cup in those jerseys,
dude,
the photos are so bad. They're going to be so bad.
They should go back to the
what are those fucking things?
The orange homes.
Or their blue homes. Either one.
Or the blue homes, yeah. Danielle likes those. Danielle likes those two.
They're so good.
No. The two-tone. She likes the two-tone. Yeah.
How? Why?
I don't know. I'm talking about the Oilers, the dark Oilers jerseys.
With just the orange.
Yeah, she likes them. I don't hate them, but they're not as good as the other.
As either of their other home options.
Yeah.
Like the other two are way better.
Yeah.
But anyway, good on Edmonton. I mean, Connor McDavid just willing a team. Like he's insane.
Yeah, no, it's him right now. He's driving the bus, obviously, which is what you need. You need your best players to lead the team.
Yeah, I mean, I do also kind of love. I've heard Draisaitl has ankle injury. Apparently,
he's got something. He's that's like struggling.
But like is still managing like he's so good at getting in the right spots to be able to like play bumper passes off with like McDavid and like just do all the he's so fucking good at hockey, man. He's like playing on a foot and doing this still. Yeah. Like I mean, obviously it's still some of the shit McDavid's doing is even more insane. He's probably driving it a little bit more, but what Draisaitl is managing to do with this injury is nuts.
It blows my mind every year what players play through.
Which did you see Tanev?
I heard I heard them talking about it on SDP, but my like ears cut out
I
and I
want
didn't hear.
to
What was it?
get the full list of injuries because it was insane. I know he had I think it was torn labrum, sprained neck. Which what?
Oh, wow.
Let me see here. Torn labrum, separated shoulder, and sprained neck.
Oh,
So just
God.
everywhere up here is just
Ugh.
fucked. And he played like I think the last 2 games of that Edmonton Calgary series, which I'm almost like, should he have been playing those last?
Probably not, dude.
But hey, I guess props to him. I don't know.
He's
Like
tough.
that feels a
He's
little gross.
tough.
Like, how do you manage that?
Unfortunately, probably drugs.
Yeah, probably painkillers, but like, fuck.
Yeah, that's a little too much. I don't think I'd be coming back to play with
Yeah,
that.
no.
So Edmonton takes the Battle of Alberta in convincing fashion. 4-1.
Really, yeah, they did.
4-1. Was that a surprise?
I was, I mean, once that matchup got announced, I was like, okay, this will probably go long. I was surprised it was in
Mhm.
5. I wasn't like, I kind of, once that matchup happened, I was like, I could see McDavid going God mode, and I could see ways that it could go Edmonton's way, but I did not expect it to be in 5. No.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you think?
No, I didn't think Edmonton had a chance. I thought of either of the teams. I thought Edmonton was the one that was gonna kind of keel over and die. But
You probably also thought Markstrom was going to be a lot better.
I did. I thought Markstrom was gonna be what he was in the regular season, choker.
Yeah.
But yeah. So McDavid moves on to play McKinnon. Just gonna be McKinnon and Makar and all the merry band of future Hall of Famers, probably.
I mean,
On that team.
yeah, there's a good few.
Yeah. And let's move over to the East. So we have.
I mean, before we go, what do we think of the Colorado Edmonton matchup?
That's a good point. That's a good point. What do you think?
I mean, I'm still firmly on the Colorado bandwagon just because
Well, yes.
of Lehkonen, which he's also had a 2-goal game one night.
He's played well.
He's been good, which he's always weirdly like he always had a hard time finishing in the regular season, but as soon as playoffs rolled around, he's just fucking sniper. But good on him and good on the Avalanche. I hope they can get over the hump, but like it's not going to be easy, especially with Kemper a little shaky.
Yeah.
And with, again, just, man, like McDavid's always been good, but the things I've seen him do so far, this playoff specifically, I'm like, oh, if he wants to, he can just be like, this is our team's game now. Like, just some of the, like, especially it was that play he like shrugged off Dodonov and then like did like a fucking deke around everybody and then Markstrom. And I'm like,
dude, it was nuts.
Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, I still think Colorado has it, but I think it'll be a long series. I'm just excited. It's going to be really good hockey.
It's going to be very good hockey. It's going to be high event hockey. That's for sure.
Indeed. Yes. What are you thinking, though?
I think Colorado is too deep and too good for Edmonton to win. I think McDavid and the other two on that line will make a go of it. But I think there's just too much. I think there's too much on Colorado's side, and even with Mike Smith playing pretty good hockey, I actually wrote it down. He's actually got the 5th highest save percentage in the playoffs.
Damn.
He's got a 927. Yeah.
Damn, that's not bad at all.
And Kemper's.
How does he have a 920? Oh, he got pulled after 3 in that 9-6 game.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what helped him there. But and then Kemper's at only a 904. So, but yeah, no, I think Colorado, and here's the thing. I think Colorado can match the goal scoring.
Oh
of
yeah,
Edmonton.
they
So
have the offensive firepower
yeah,
there. Like that was the thing with Calgary. Like they have guys. Obviously, they had 340 goal scorers.
yeah,
But then when you think of Edmonton with like Draisaitl, McDavid, like there's no Draisaitl, McDavid level players on Calgary. Johnny
no,
Gaudreau is probably the closest, and even
yeah,
then, he's not that. So it's like, yeah. But like then you look at Colorado, you got McKinnon, you got Rantanen, Landeskog to a lesser extent.
dude. Let me tell you,
Uh,
I was watching that game.
Kadri's insane.
Oh,
Low
Kadri.
key.
Oh, dude, I wasn't even thinking about Kadri. He is.
Yeah.
Uh, I was watching
Especially when you have him in the lower line, like
yeah, you can spread.
position.
That's the thing. They have so much they can just spread the wealth.
Yeah.
Like an insane amount. But I was watching that game 6, Colorado St. Louis, and Landeskog was doing some stupid shit, dude.
He's good.
No, I meant like dumb.
Oh.
Like,
Dumb?
Like
Yeah.
like he would be doing this. He would make decisions, and I'd be like, dude, what the hell is that? He's the captain. Like I don't know. But
They named it, and I think they named it when he was then it was still real. He was still like 19
was he
or
super
20, I
young?
think, when they named him. And then like McKinnon was still young at that point. Like
Yeah, true.
I think that was the situation.
True.
But
Nothing against Landeskog. I just saw some things that I was like, really?
it'll be an interesting series though.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't
absolutely.
watch much of game 6 with them.
Dude, you missed out. The Avalanche scored with like 4 seconds left to go ahead.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was
Like
nuts.
I was just really busy. Like I had it on next
Oh,
to me.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
was like and then I saw the fucking Darren Helm with 4 seconds left. Like it was a beautiful clapper.
Oh,
Like
yeah, it
he
was good.
fucking laid into that. It comes back to the every NHLer, no matter who it is on the roster, is still really fucking good at hockey. Like everybody on a team has a chance of just doing something where you're like, oh shit, at any moment.
Absolutely.
It's a lot more unlikely for some guys, but
Yeah, I wish Jack Johnson had gotten that goal. That clap.
that would have really completed it.
bomb, wouldn't
That
it?
would have been that would have been nice. That would have been fun.
Jack Johnson, remember at the beginning of the season, Jack Johnson had that sick
He did. Yeah.
breakaway goal. He's gonna cap it off. He's gonna bookend. He's gonna get a sweet goal in the Stanley Cup final.
You think?
Colin,
Or maybe
yeah.
he gets the one who sends them to the cup final,
Or
in,
that.
like game
Yeah.
6 or 7 or something.
Yeah, it could
That'd
be
be
that.
fun. I would love that. Like that'd be.
It'd be so funny.
I mean, the amount of shit I've talked about Jack Johnson in my lifetime, that would still be amazing.
Or Eric. I want to
Yeah.
see how Eric responds when Jack Johnson scores a clutch goal.
You know it's gonna happen because
yeah.
hockey.
100%. All right, so you want to go to the East now?
Indeed.
So
What are we talking about in the
actually,
East?
to wrap up, you think Colorado takes it?
Yeah, I think it'll be a long series, but I think Colorado takes it.
I agree. I concur. Should we start with this? Let's just start with the series that's done, I guess.
Yeah, let's get Tampa, Florida out of the way because goddamn Tampa.
So Tampa played well. Florida shat the bed.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of gathered. I didn't get to see a lot of it, but I gathered that.
So Florida, they just folded, man. They just they came up against Vasilevsky, playoff Vasilevsky. He's back, and they just folded. They just couldn't get anything by him.
The one game I did watch a lot of was the one where you had the two disallowed. What were your feelings during that game?
So
with the
dumb.
Two disallowed goals?
That was game 4.
Yeah.
I
thought that was 3. 4. I thought.
No, that was game 4.
That was 4. 3 was the one was when I was on the train back from Long Island.
Because I was like, they can sweep it.
The
And then they score, and I'm like, yes, there's the first one. And it's like, nope. And then we come back from. It's coming back from commercial when the Cooch goal was scored.
Yeah.
And I was like, it happened so fast. The graphics were clearing as he scored, so I didn't see any of the first part. I was like, hey, that one counts. And I was like, no, it doesn't.
The Tampa Twitter account tweeted that too. They were like, that one counts with a Nikita Kucherov thing. Then I saw like the hockey images that precede a fortunate events Twitter account.
I love those. Those are so funny.
That and posted that.
Those are so funny. Those were good calls.
They were. It was just so unlucky that
it was, yeah.
Just the turn of events that because like.
Also,
Tampa was getting their shit rocked for like the first bit of that game.
they were
shot wise,
they were hemmed in. I will say for the first goal that got called back, the 9-minute review.
That
How
was so
long are
bad.
you gonna look to find something? If you look long
That
enough,
was
you can
so
find
bad.
something. All right. But
I
like
mean,
they made the
obviously,
right call.
yeah.
But why did it take that long?
The NHL, get better cameras, man. Like, holy fuck!
I
Like,
think Rick Tocchet, is it Rick Tocchet on the TNT panel?
he's on it. Yeah, he's one of them on
He
that. Yeah.
said white nets, and I was like, oh,
That
not a
is
bad
an
idea.
option, but I remember I was at a Habs game once. We were sitting next to some Toronto fans, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have white nets in the ACC. I don't know if they still do, but they did at that point." And they're like, "It's terrible. You can't see shit through it." Black blends in weirdly because I think
I wonder if it's
white
something
kind
with your
of.
eyes.
I think white, or it probably it doesn't blend in, but it actually probably like stands out more, and you can like look through it because white probably blends in with the ice.
Yeah, and you know what else?
And
White.
probably fucks with stuff.
Also, this could be part of color science as well, because black soaks up color, and white
Right.
reflects all color. So you'll see more like movement on the white net than you will the
Yeah.
black net. So that kind of makes sense. But
yeah, I mean, it probably would make it easier to see the things, but I don't know.
But if it ruins live viewing, then you can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
For like a thing that's like so once in a blue moon kind of, like you don't see
you
that.
never
But like
see that.
also get better cameras. Like how does it take that long to see? I don't know.
I also don't know.
How did you feel about your boys in that series? I saw Corey Perry was going the hell off. Doesn't
Hell
he?
yeah.
He and Ross Colton lead them in goals right now, I think.
They do.
Which, sure.
Corey Perry. All right, so Corey Perry.
I miss that man.
Had the same amount of goals in the series as the Florida Panthers.
Oh no!
So
the Panthers got dummied by Corey Perry. What the fuck? I mean, I love the guy and he was great last year, but like, what? What were they doing?
It was Vasilevsky just got hot and they just couldn't figure out a way to beat him.
Which I mean, hey, been there, feel that.
Yeah, they did. Florida did score. They finally scored on the power play. They got their one and only power play goal in the playoffs.
What were they, like 1 for 30? Because I remember going into like midway through that series, they were like 0-25 or something.
I think it was 1 for like 27, but it was close to 1 for 30. Yeah,
that's rough.
It's bad. You're not going to win doing that.
No, especially when you're going up against a team like Tampa who knows how to take advantage of a power. Like sometimes they don't get it, but like I think I remember a lot of the times in that Toronto series, they were like, "All right, this is the power play we need to."
Oh yeah, they got a lot. They got a lot of big goals in the power play for sure. No, I mean they played well. We'll see. Also worth noting, they swept Florida without Braden Point. Never put a skate on the ice, and it sounds like he's not going to for the rest of the playoffs either. So
yeah, you haven't heard anything good.
No, he hasn't been skating. And like it's been like 2 almost 3 weeks now, I think, without like since the injury, and he hasn't been skating in the practices that I've seen. So
yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, that's not good. But you know what?
And I mean, with the way he grabbed himself when he went down, that it probably was something that's going to be a bit longer term.
It's something bad. But you know what? They'll keep going. Sergachev is dealing with something. Everybody's dealing with something.
Hey, I mean, sweeping a series is about the best thing you can do at that point.
Pretty much.
Everybody's injured to hell, and like
get a whole bunch of rest time.
There's the whole like argument of, oh, if you get rest, you get rusty or whatever. But like with this fucking Tampa team, I don't think any of them on that team need to know, all right, this is the game we got to get up for. Like that they I think they got the whole deal at this point. I think they're kind of there. Like I don't think it's gonna I think the rest will only help them with how sore everybody was looking. I mean that like image of Stamkos coming back out of the tunnel as Hagel's going in with an injury or something, like just blocking everything. Like
that's the other thing. Actually, that was the other thing. They're laying out, which you'd think after 2 cups in a row, you'd think maybe they'd be like, you know what? Maybe I won't lay down in front of this probably 90 mile an hour hard rubber disc.
Yeah.
But no, everybody's bought in. So
Yeah.
everybody's blocking shots and doing what they need to do. But
And as annoying as John Cooper has been to me in my life, just the quote of when somebody was asking him something along those lines of, "Oh, you got back to back. Wouldn't it be easy to be like, if you go out now, it's like, geez, well, hey." But then he was like, screw that. Like, we're on the precipice of greatness. Wouldn't you want to break down that door or something like that? Just the whole 3 in a row, because that hasn't been done since the 80s with the Islanders, so like
Yeah.
almost 40 years, like 35 years, something like that. Like, yeah. And as disgusting as it feels for me with the past with the Tampa, I almost
You almost want it to happen.
I almost wouldn't mind it to see 3 in a row again, just to prove that it can happen, because there was so much apathy over the years, especially in a lot of Canadian markets, but especially Montreal. Well, it's like a thing that can't really happen anymore in a 31, 32 or 30 team league or whatever in the cap world. So it's like, oh yeah, no, it can if you actually run things well. Like, if you actually properly build a team and like do things right, you could maybe do it. Like, if you
maybe
like,
try.
I almost wanna see it for that fact, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's impressive regardless. Like, the fact that after 2 back to back, they're back here without point, with everything, and also Nick Paul going off, like playing like 20 minutes a game.
What a guy.
Yeah, what do you think of him?
I love that guy. I hope to God they can find room and sign him. So the big thing for this offseason is going to be Palat. Palat is coming off of his thing, but he's like 31. And I mean, it depends on what happens here in the playoffs, but I think I've told this to you before. He's a guy I could see taking a cheaper deal to stick around, just because he's been there his whole career. He's made decent money. He's been being paid like 5.3 or something for the last like 7 years. So he's somebody I could see taking a hometown discount, if you will.
Yeah.
And sticking around.
It's very clearly not the worst place to play. You're usually doing pretty okay.
Yeah, at least for the past, listen, six times in the last 8 years, they've been in the conference finals.
Yeah, that's insane. That's better. That's better than I mean, obviously the 2010 Blackhawks.
Oh, they were nuts.
Had the 3 and 6.
Yeah.
One of them being a little more marred now than the others, but man, the fact that Tampa was
the consistency
in the last 8 years, they had a cup final against the Blackhawks, and then that many conference finals, and then back-to-back finals, and then now they're in the conference finals now. Like,
the consistency is there.
It's insane. Like, shit.
Yeah, I hope they keep it going. But I know I really hope they find a way to keep Nick Paul. That dude's a beast.
Yeah, Ottawa was like bickering over him for like $3 million a year, I think. Like, he wanted like,
I'd be giving that to him.
$3 million? Yeah, probably that, or maybe a little more. Like, because I remember, I don't remember the details fully, so don't quote me. But I think like they were stuck on like 2.5 or like 2.75 or something, and he wanted a little more than that, and then that's why they ended up trading him. And I'm like, sure, he never like produced the level he is right now with the Lightning, but that's probably because he was on the Senators. But
I don't even he's not even producing. Like, he's not showing up on the score sheet, but he does all the little things right, and he's a
prototype like playoff.
He's
guy.
a fantastic forechecker, and on the defensive end too, and he's blocking shots all the time. You're right. He's a playoff guy.
Yeah,
you have him in the playoffs.
And, I mean, he got them through that Toronto series essentially. Like,
he did. Last game,
won that Toronto series for them, him and Vasi anyway. But
yeah, no, he absolutely did. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, now we got to talk about the possible opponents.
Oh, yes, we do.
Which, man, I've been trying to pay attention to that series, but holy fuck.
They've not been fun.
The Rangers not really like being up to snuff with the Hurricanes, but then the Hurricanes also just shitting the bed every time they play away.
They suck when they leave.
North
Carolina.
Like, I don't know what. It's been such a weird series. The one game I've watched like almost fully was might have been game 1 or 2 or 3. I don't remember where it was, but it was ever when I watched down with Eric, and I was on a couch and I just about fucking fell asleep by the time we got to the third. It was so bad. I think that was game 1 because it was low scoring, and then Carolina tied it and got overtime to end it. But I don't know. That's been a weird series. Although Shesterkin, he going off with the saves and then also 2 assists last night.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Like, has a goalie ever carried a team more? He's gonna score like a full length of the ice goal next game.
He'll score the empty net goal to put it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's been playing pretty well. I've watched a decent amount just because it's who the Lightning are gonna play, so I want to see.
Yeah.
It's so weird because it's a tale of two. They're wherever they play, it's totally different.
Yeah.
In Raleigh, Carolina
Literally
looks
both
unstoppable.
series, too.
Yeah, in Raleigh, Carolina looks unstoppable. But then you get to Madison Square Garden, and they look like they're playing sloppy, and Shesterkin's making all the saves, and the Rangers are, they're not playing incredible, but they're making their chances count. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird.
The matchup game should not affect you that much. Like, they've literally not won a road game yet this year in the playoffs. Like, I don't know what's going on there.
Like, good for you winning all your home games, but dude, you gotta steal one on the road at some point here.
Which it was funny. I think the joke was made, and I think Jesse said it in the STP, was like, if they play Edmonton in the Cup final, they could presumably maybe, like, if they make it through the Eastern Conference final, they could win the Cup without winning an away game. If they literally just sweep out home games, they have the seeding for that.
Yeah.
If they play Tampa and then Edmonton, which would be just the dumbest thing. But I don't know what's going on with them.
I don't know. Tampa's away no matter who makes it out.
Yeah.
Interestingly.
Really?
Yeah,
They're below the Rangers in seeding?
They fell off a good bit towards the end. They're below them by 1 point.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Okay. I was like, okay.
Yeah, they fell off a little bit, but actually, they might even be tied points wise. They might have just gotten edged out.
And it was just some tiebreaker or something.
Thing, but I can't remember.
I guess the question is, who would you rather?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Do you want to do that game or?
See, so here's the thing: in the regular season, which obviously the regular season doesn't matter, especially with the Lightning, the Rangers kind of wrecked their shit. Like the Lightning did not play the Rangers well at all this year.
Huh.
But Carolina is like the Carolina's the tougher team when they play the way they can.
How did they do against Carolina?
I don't remember. I think they played better against Carolina than they did against the Rangers, but
see, just as an outside observer, I would expect that they could probably like feast on the Rangers with their team defense.
You would think
the way it is.
You would think. I'm probably leaning towards wanting to play Carolina.
The goalie battle's way better there. If you want to go that angle with Carolina, for better for Tampa. I mean.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I'm going. I don't want to play against Shesterkin. I don't want to see 50 shots on the net and 2 of them go in. I don't want to see that.
That's the thing with the way NHL playoffs usually go. You don't want to go against the star goalie who seems to be stealing his team all of his games.
I do not want to. I'd rather go against the team that can only win at home.
Yeah, because you could trust that Tampa could probably steal a game on the road or 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say with the way it's been going, but I would hope they could.
Everything I've seen out of them this year shows it's looked like a team that, while is probably weaker than the previous 2 iterations just from injuries and roster losses, they still very clearly know the moments that they gotta do shit. Like they know the moments they gotta get up for and like get it done. Like everything I've seen with like the shot blocking efforts to end out games, the goals they score at opportune moments. There was literally a time it was in the first round against Toronto. I think it was game 2 when they scored with like 5 seconds left in the first. There was somebody there with me, and I was like, "Oh, they have a power play. They're not going down. They're not going to the intermission tied. They're going to score this. They know they got to score this." And then they scored this, and I'm like,
there it is.
Like, if there's ever a team that has the, oh yeah, we know the fucking playoffs thing on the side of them, it's them. So I think they would be good against Carolina or New York, really, because they've had Carolina's number before, and New York is pretty fucking new to this with a lot of the guys there.
They are, yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I think that's, yeah. I mean, the Lightning are, listen, championship DNA, and the Lightning are chock full of it. Obviously,
they really are,
just from winning it the last 2 years.
I wish they weren't, but
so they're gonna have a good chance to win this next series. Whoever it is that they play. If they do, that would be insane. But we'll have to wait and see. I gotta be honest, it's been kind of nice to not have to worry about anything for the last week,
for like a week.
Yeah, I can just I can sit back and watch some hockey. Like, ooh, okay. Yeah. Now I gotta go back to wearing my lucky hat on game days.
Gotta go back to stressing every game day. Yeah. That was the one nice thing about the Habs run last year was like, yeah, sure, I would get stressed on the game days, but like anything past the first round, I'm like, how the fuck are we here? So like, I was just like, all right, cool. Let's see what keeps happening.
Have a good time. So Carolina, New York. Game 7 is today. Today, as this is posted.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Who do you have? Carolina at home. Haven't lost at home.
I think this is the one they lose. I think Shesterkin goes beast mode and is just like, yeah, fuck you. If you're gonna leave us in this series this long, we're gonna take it.
Yeah. Okay. I think Carolina's gonna keep going. I think they're gonna keep their streak going.
I mean, I can also see that happen.
Yeah, no, it's a game 7. It's a literal coin flip.
Yeah.
I think that's all we got. You got anything interesting to talk about to end us off?
Trying to think.
You built a Millennium Falcon.
So. I did build a Millennium Falcon Lego set last night, and it was a grand old time. I've been waiting to buy that set for forever, and then I finally pulled the trigger when they were doing a May the 4th sale on the Lego site, and I put half of the because I bought a couple other sets too. I put half of the purchase on my debit card and half of it on my credit card. But
nice.
Yes, that was a fun time.
All right,
indeed.
Well,
so I don't even know. I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say, oh, who would I want to win? I was gonna say go Rangers, but I'm not gonna. No. I guess if you win, that's cool, Rangers.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess if you win, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
That's my final words in that series.
All right. Everybody watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Put down in the comments if you're seeing this before Game 7 of Carolina, New York. Let us know who you think's gonna win. If you're seing this after, I don't know. Let us know who you think will win between them already. And Tampa.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, actually put your picks. Put who do you think's gonna come out of these two series into the Stanley Cup?
Who's the Cup Finals matchup? Yes.
Who do you think's? Actually, who do you think, Ben? I guess we already talked about it, but Avalanche and. Who do you think
Let's see an Avalanche Lightning matchup? Let's go.
That'd be interesting. I'm gonna hope that's what happens as well, because that would be good for my bracket and for my Lightning.
That would just be a fun series.
It would be. I
think, that would be so good.
I think it would be. But we'll have to wait and see. That'll be in about a week and a half, probably. So
yeah, there's still so much more left.
There's quite a bit. We're only halfway
there.
Well, yeah. It's really heavily loaded at the beginning, but there's not many series. But yeah, we are halfway there. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. I'm not even gonna say anything about who's gonna be here because I have
don't jinx it.
hopefully we'll have a full group until. But we'll have to wait and see. But we will see next week.